Chelsea?
That's right. Cut the small talk, Jenks.
Whoa. Do it.
We have so many picks to get to because it is a chock full football weekend. And my favorite play of the weekend is going to be a player prop on the running back for the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Mixon, over 70.5 rushing yards, because he absolutely obliterated the Steelers last season. And guess what? The Steelers were the worst run defense in the entire league last season. So Joe Mixon in 2 games against the Steelers last year had 90 yards rushing and 165 yards rushing. In both of those games, Joe Burrow threw for under 200 yards because they were running the ball so effectively. So I expect to see more of a rush attack from the Bengals in this one. And 70.5, I think, is a gettable number for Joe Mixon. Let's go Joe Mixon over 70.5 rush yards for -115 over at BetMGM.
Very well. I'm going to the college game for a couple picks. And during this show, this pick that I'm about to make has moved in the direction I like. So it's definitely the right side here. We have Duke at Northwestern. Nerd alert. 2 great schools. Oh my God. I've been working on my thesis at Duke, and it's been very tough for me. I've been doing it for about 2.5 years on astrodynamics. I don't even think that's a thing. Wildcats are laying 10 points. Wildcats -350 on the money line. Blue Devils +260. Total set at 56 and a hook. Even a nerd would love the under here. This total shot up early in the week. I have no idea why. Now it's starting to come back down as it should. The Wildcats, what do they want to do on offense? They want to run the football behind Evan Hall. He was so good in that season opener in Ireland against Nebraska. That's going to slow this game down. And who is the head coach at Duke? Mike Elko, a great defensive coordinator. He is responsible for that defense in College Station at Texas A&M. DJ Durkin has taken over, but Mike Elko is the one who built it. He is a defensive-minded head coach. That will keep the number low as well. Give me under 56.5 points between the Cats and the Devils.
I'm glad you weren't asking me who the head coach of Duke football was, because I thought you were going to ask me. I'm like, I don't know, and I don't care because I don't follow Duke football. It's not something that has been relevant since, who is it? David Cutcliffe used to be the head coach, the quarterback whisperer. So I'm glad you did not mention that. You know, the quarterback whisperer that gave us Danny Dimes, who, you know, hasn't really panned out in the NFL. But let's ask our friend, the Magic 8 Ball, if he's going to tail or fade our picks.
Holy crap. Magic 8 Ball.
Damn straight. This is a very serious betting show. So let's ask the 8 Ball that we got from the toy store if he likes our plays. All right, let's start with mine. Joe Mixon over 70.5 rush yards for -115 over at BetMGM. 8 Ball says yes.
Yeah, of course. Every day. Another day. Another 8 Ball siding with you. The 8 Ball loves your picks. Classic 8 Ball. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Oh, swoon, right? All right, Jenks. So let's take a look at your play. It's the under in Northwestern and Duke. The game circled on everybody's weekend. 8 Ball, do we like it? 8 Ball says, my sources say no.
You know what, 8 Ball? I don't care. I don't like you. You don't like me. So once again, I don't care. Now, if you do care about streaming this show, we want you to care about that. You can stream the entire show, but most importantly, the highlight of this show is Chelsea displaying the 8 Ball as she's doing right now. Just go to twitch.tv/BetQL. Twitch.tv/BetQL. Chelsea makes her picks. She handles the 8 Ball. It almost floated in her hands for a moment. My God, how does she multitask? I can't do one thing without losing my focus. Check out Chelsea. Twitch.tv/BetQL. All right, we have more picks. We're going to get to them. But before we do that, we have a new thing on this show because BetMGM is the king of parlay. So we got to give you a producer parlay, and it is Double D's turn. Double D, you have a 4-way college football parlay for big money. Bring it.
Yes, I do. Horns up. Texas plus 20.5. I'm taking BYU -3, Kentucky +6, and then Texas Tech on the money line -55 over Houston for total odds of plus 1044.
Ooh, wow. A big swing.
My goodness.
Go big or go home.
D.
Go big or go home.
Hell yeah.
Double D's that guy.
Let's do it.
When he steps up to the plate, he might strike out a couple times. But you throw a meatball down the middle, that thing's going 480 foot center field, knocking it out of the park. Man, I hope that comes home double D. Good luck. By the way, a $25 bet on that parlay would pay $286. Definitely worth the shot. Chelsea, I know you have a ton of plays to get to, so let's do it.
All right, let's roll through these. First up, Justin Jefferson, wide receiver number 1 for the Vikings, over 80.5 receiving yards against the Packers this week. Last night we saw one thing. It's that quarterbacks rely on the guy that got them there. Why would you not throw to Justin Jefferson? You know, he's kind of like Cooper Kupp in that regard, that he's one of the best receivers in the entire NFL. He absolutely torched the Green Bay Packers in his second matchup against Green Bay, going over 160 yards receiving in that second game. So I think 80.5 is a pretty gettable number for one of the best receivers in the entire league. And a lot of people think that this Vikings offense is going to gravitate more to the passing game this year. So I think Justin Jefferson has a big year. I think he gets 80.5 receiving yards. Jenks, do you want to alternate?
No, I want you to keep rolling. You're crushing it here.
All right. Next up for me, going to be on the Orioles on the money line, -120 over the Red Sox. As much as I have wanted to back Brian Bayo for the Red Sox, he just hasn't proven me right in that regard. So I will go with the team that has the better numbers at home. The Orioles actually have a pretty good winning record at home, despite being underdogs in a lot of those. And when they have been favorites, the Orioles are 13-6 this season. Austin Voth has been one of their more dependable starters with an ERA just at 2. So I think that the play here is the Orioles at a short price at -120. Next up for me, before I lose my voice, going to go Wake Forest -12.5 over Vanderbilt. Yeah, Vanderbilt. They're not a good team. Forget what you know about that Vanderbilt score against Hawaii, because we know one thing, that the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, or whatever their mascot is, they're very bad as well. They're getting 51 points against Michigan this week. Wake Forest gets back their stud quarterback in Sam Hartman, who just was reinstated for the Demon Deacs this week. He had 39 touchdowns last season and over 4,200 yards in the air. So I think this high-flying Wake offense behind Sam Hartman will be able to cover this big number. Next up, I've got a teaser in the NFL. Hell yeah, teasers are back. I'm going to go with a couple favorites here. The Ravens -1, so it's 7, teasing it down to 1 against the Jets, and the Niners -0.5 against the lowly Bears. That's it. That's my plays. Those are my favorite plays for this weekend.
Chelsea, that is an absolutely loaded card, and I love it. It is that time of year. Instead of giving you a bunch of bets, I'm just going to give you one more, but I'm really big on it. One of my favorite plays of the week, besides that under in the Northwestern Duke game, I'm going to Fayetteville. Don't like the Razorbacks because I'm a Longhorn, but I like them here. You've got South Carolina visiting Arkansas. The Razorbacks laying 8.5 points. Razorbacks also -350 on the money line. Gamecocks +260, total set at 53.5. Spencer Rattler is now a Gamecock. Remember last year, started for Oklahoma, and he was not good in the first half of the season. That's why he was eventually replaced by Caleb Williams, who is now at Lincoln Riley out at USC. But Spencer Rattler did not look great in his opener last week against Georgia State. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. The Razorbacks have already taken down a solid Cincinnati squad, and Arkansas has covered its last 4 games. They are a sneaky good football team in the SEC with KJ Jefferson at quarterback who can run and throw. I'm on Arkansas. Lay it with the Pigs, -8.5 at BetMGM. Do you like that play, Chelsea, or no? Am I alone here?
We'll see. I think I like
All
both
right.
of your plays. You've been pretty good with your bets lately.
Well, let's hope we can keep it going. Let's find out what the Donkster has to say. It is time for your BetQL 5-Star Best Bet. For insight, analysis, historical trends, and more 5-Star Best Bets, you can download the BetQL app. Donkster, you have gone 2-2 this week. You're at 500. So a winner this weekend would give you another winning week, which I believe would be your 3rd straight winning week. Tell the people what you're going to bet this weekend to go over the 500 mark. What? Oh, That's just Double D playing the Texas fight song, which is fine with me because we're going to cover that spread against Alabama and shock the world. We're not going to lose by more than 20.5 points. Double D, that's my guy. He's been giving me positive vibes all week. But the Donkster says, I like Hawaii plus 52 against Michigan. Donkster, you're going to grab 52 points with one of the worst teams in college football, a team that's been getting blown out by everyone. At least give us your reasoning. Tell the people what you're thinking. What? The
Nothing.
Donkster says, Hawaii is the Rainbow Warriors. I like rainbows. There's red, there's blue, there's yellow, there's okay, my God. That's your analysis? Every color in the rainbow? Donkster, guess what? I think Michigan's going to win like 62-0, and I think he's going to lose his bet. Sometimes the Donkster's a little slow. When he doesn't respond immediately, remember, he's a donkey. That's what he does.